So behind me is Fushimi Inari Shrine in Kyoto. This is the largest Inari shrine in all of Japan. It's the headquarters of all of the Inari shrines throughout the country. There was over like 30 or 40,000, and you don't care because it's all about the drama. You ever notice that the videos about drama get more views than videos that are about like real things? Also, what's kind of interesting is videos where people talk about Japan often get more views than videos where people actually show Japan, but be that as it may, it's been an interesting couple of weeks in the J-vlogging community, with a lot of he said, she said flying around. It all started, I guess you could say, with Hirokochan, when she said that foreigners living in Japan should be taken out and shot down like dogs, to which TokyoZep then responded that Japanese should be taken out and shot down like dogs. Then Gimmeabreak man responded to him by saying TokyoZep should be taken out and shot down like a dog. Then Betamax, he made his own video, and he took the French route and offered to have himself taken out and shot down like a dog if it would help things. Then BLunk said something about dogs wearing lipstick fly orangely when the moon is Mildred, and hey, look at that bird over there. Or words to that effect. Okay, I'm exaggerating, of course, except for the last part. But if you were to read the comments that had appeared under a number of those people's videos, you would have thought that's what they said, with all the outpouring of faux outrage. I think this is the case where the supporters of each actually cause more problems than anything. All three of them each had a lot of good points that they made, and each are entitled to their opinions. But the commentators under the videos, some of them just strange people who can't think their way out of a wet paper bag. But I think also to keep in mind, as I noticed in the comments both from TokyoZep and TokyoZep and Hirokochan, that one thing is, even though we're on YouTube, it's not like any of us are professional public speakers. It's hard putting your words down exactly as you would if you were in a discussion with another person. Gimmeabreak man said it well when he said, like, if he and TokyoZep had been sitting at a table and discussing things, they might have argued a bit, but they probably would have came to an agreement and saw each other's point. But from a YouTube perspective, it's kind of hard to do that because you're just talking into your camera, which can be somewhat intimidating and also just awkward because it's just you talking to an audience that's not there. There's nothing to bounce off of, and so you're just, sometimes your mind just wanders, or you're like me, I'm at a shrine and people passing me by and I feel really self-conscious doing this right now. But anyway, a lot of it all revolves around foreigners in Japan and how Japanese see them and accept them. And I think both TokyoZep and Hirokochan were talking about the same thing and but at the same time two different things. She was talking about Japanese foreigners as being accepted by Japanese as though they were Japanese, socially or ethnically, yes. I think English. And TokyoZep was on about, he doesn't like that you should be treated differently, that we should all be treated equally. And he has a good point on that as well. I think the important thing is, but at the same time, like with Hirokochan, she makes a good point that she doesn't see any advantage to being Japanese, because Japan is very much, well, it's difficult being Japanese. It's too much to go into now. And sometimes foreigners, especially Western foreigners, have somewhat of a unique position in Japan. They can sometimes become the life of the party just by being a foreigner. Damn it. And other times you just get stared at, like I did by this weird old guy who walked around twice. Anyway. Yeah, so foreigners in Japan, you know, it's, I think some of those people that really loved Japan before they came here, I don't know, they're looking for something more on acceptance, because for some reason they don't like their own culture back home, and so they want to be accepted with open arms and so on. But where it really matters is, I think, and where TokyoZep, I think, was trying to get at, was when it comes to being accepted legally. And that is a thorny issue for a number of foreigners living in Japan. It doesn't matter if you, I mean, really, when you get down to it, who cares if people are surprised if you use chopsticks or not? I mean, that's penny ante stuff, you know. Cry me a fucking river, for God's sakes, guys. What really is important when it comes down to legal rights, and that is an issue that is more important than this little stuff, especially like when it comes to renting apartments or going to soaplands. Not that I've tried, but I've heard that they won't allow, many of them won't allow foreigners. Yeah, so that is an issue that definitely needs to be addressed. Now, as for what Gimmeabreak man said about TokyoZep, you know, he wasn't trying to silence him, as some of Zeppelin's, few of Zeppelin's crazy fans accuse Gimmeabreak man of doing. He was just pointing out that in his position, having been in Japan so long as he has, that some of the things that Zeppelin says is not always accurate. Yeah, and he's right. Yeah, again, TokyoZep is perfectly in the right to be wrong. And, you know, Flakeman is not trying to silence him in that regard. Let me interrupt my rant for a moment to mention something I forgot. I know some people have been complaining about all the drama that's been going on, and saying how they don't like it and wish people would get back to making videos on Japan. And so bitching about drama. It's all great and good, but on one side, it's not really drama, because it's not like the big wigs on YouTube who have sometimes created this fake drama, and their characters get involved and so on, and they really do talk about nothing. This all really revolves around foreigners in Japan, Japanese, how they view foreigners, and just being a foreigner in any country. It was a disagreement on the perception. So it's not like real drama of saying so-and-so's a duty head. You know? Even Gimmeabreak man's video wasn't so much an attack straight on TokyoZep, but coming from the perspective of a foreigner who's been in Japan for a long time versus a foreigner who's been in Japan for a short time. So I don't really consider it drama. And plus, look at the numbers. Gimmeabreak man put up a video about Setsubu, which is Japanese culture. That is what people were wanting. And about a month ago, it's got about 1,200 views last I checked. And Yet his first so-called drama video about TokyoZep got up to 3,000 within just a couple of days. Turn that light off. Ugh. So, looking at that, 3,000 views in a couple of days, as opposed to a video that actually took more time and research, which only gets about 1,200 views after the end of a month. You know, and he's a YouTube partner. He's got a house, he's got a wife, and he's got a dog to feed. You know, can you blame him for, if he wanted just to focus on drama, because that seems to be what gets more views than anything. And even BLunk, man, even his handle's incomprehensive. He got his drama video, so to say, his so-called drama video, just in a couple days, broke 1,000. A lot of the majority of his videos are only in the hundreds, and yet that video just went 2 or 3 days, boom, cracked 1,000. So, you know, it'd almost be in his best interest to do that, because that's what gets the views. And who's to blame for that? Him? Gimmeabreak, man? No, you, and you. And you, and you, and you, and you, and you over there. So for those of you who want culture video, and videos on Japan, then watch them, watch those videos, rate them and comment them so people know that's what you want. Because if you're only seeing all the views on the drama videos, you know, that's the thing that gets me, is people, you know, it's not like, it's like some of the people that produce bad television. I'm sure a lot of them don't like that type of TV either, but that's what pays the bills. And again, it's not their fault, it's people's fault. That's why reality TV is all over network TV. If folks just wouldn't watch it, it wouldn't be a problem. Again, people are morons. But I can understand why Flakeman did come down hard a bit on TokyoZep, because when he originally heard that Hirokochan might shut down, as I've talked with him before, and as he's mentioned on his channel, having a Japanese vlogger is a wonderful, rare thing. I mean, people like TokyoZep are a dime a dozen, but someone like Hirokochan, it is special, because you get a very unique perspective. So I can understand why he would be a bit defensive, protective, even though she doesn't need it. But I can understand his reasoning behind getting upset about all the hateful comments that she was getting on her video and Zeppelin's video by a bunch of, well, I'm just going to say it, a bunch of cowards and idiots. But fortunately, as far as I know, she's not going to shut down her channel, so it's all good. Just don't take me out and shoot me down like a dog, please. What's interesting is that everyone involved here, no one hates each other, right? But it's the supporters of each that is just exaggerating and exasperating the situation with their ardent support. I mean, not all the supporters, of course, but a few nutcases out there, like Lame Mido or something like that. And so, yeah, it's kind of interesting that if the three of them and others had sat around at a table and had this discussion, I think it would have been a very interesting, perhaps heated, but very interesting discussion and debate, which I think we could have learned a lot from each other in that regard. And it's just a shame that things got so out of whack and got kind of got crazy. But I think the J-vlogging community can survive this. I have a shrine to go see. Catch you later.